Nuromancer! It's a cyberpunk novel by William Gibson. Some might even say one of the definitive cyberpunk novels. This book is a lot of Ghost in the Shell, but then some parts were co-written by the architect from The Matrix Reloaded, and then just take all that and turn it into any of the Ocean movies, because this is a heist book. Case was one of the best data thieves around until he got his nervous system scrambled. Now a mysterious employer will give him one last shot at a run in cyberspace. And who's the mark? A crazy powerful AI in space! Well, since this is obviously a heist book, let's go through the crew. You have Case, who's the main character, and if we're sticking with the whole heist film book thing, let's call him the hacker, obviously. He uses a device called a deck to send his consciousness into cyberspace. Molly is the muscle of the group, and she's kind of the love interest and also has knives in her fingers. Riviera uses a holographic implant to make illusions. I guess we're calling the face? I don't know, this is where the whole heist gimmick breaks down a bit. I mean, why did they even invite him? He doesn't really do anything. And finally, Armitage, who's the brain of the operation, but also he's not. The best part of this book is when all the Netrunner stuff is happening. When Case is in cyberspace, it's always described as some really interesting abstract geometry. So that's a treat, but then there's also this thing he can do where he does a bit of a ride-along with Molly using the implants that she has in her head. He can see what she sees and even feel what she feels. It's really... those are some of my favorite parts of the book. Unfortunately, I kept having to rewind in this book because there was a lot of parts that just didn't make sense. I kept getting lost. I would lose attention or just get distracted for an instant. And then when I come back, the characters are in an entirely different scene, and I have no idea how we got here. You might think I was having a bit of trouble because it's an audiobook, but here's the thing. This is my second time reading Nuromancer, and the first time was not an audiobook. When I was about 3/4 of the way through the book, I could only then say with 100% certainty that the characters were in space. This is not a problem with scene description. I was an entire atmosphere off. And I still don't know why they invited Riviera. So as much as I love many things about this book, I don't think I'm gonna be coming back for the sequels, because it was just too much work at the end. Of all the books that I've read, this one is most like a mixed bag for me. I am right in the 50-50 middle line. There were so many cool things about this book, but that doesn't matter how cool it is if I have no idea what's happening. But you know what? I actually will still recommend that you read Nuromancer because it's a good book, also kind of historically relevant. As far as, I mean, to my knowledge, it was pretty much the book that really popularized Western cyberpunk as a genre, so it's at least important, it's at least a good thing in that regard. And now for the promised question of the day. If you could have any cybernetic augmentation, what would it be? Personally, I'd keep it simple, you know, with a bit of a smart brain upgrade. You know, I can take calls, get the internet, download some videos. Oh, and a photo mode in my eyes. That'd be pretty cool. So remember to like, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I'll see you in the next video. Fade out. That was not even a note. Let's try this one. There we go. Yeah. Halfway decent.